Hello students, today I am going to start your new chapter, gravitation. Gravitation is the force of attraction which was first observed by Sir Isaac Newton. He observed that if we have two bodies, then there will be a force of attraction. And this force of attraction is possible anywhere and everywhere. It means whenever we have two bodies, that two bodies always attract each other. Like the leaves are falls downward, apple always fall downward because of this force of gravitation. In this example, the apple is considered as a one body and the earth is considered as another body. So two bodies are here, apple and your earth. Now these two bodies, they exist a force of attraction because they are separated by a certain distance. But we always observe that apple is moving towards the earth. The earth is not moving towards the apple because the mass of earth is very larger than the mass of apple. If the mass is more, then acceleration is less according to Newton's second law of motion, that is F is equal to ma. So m is always inversely proportional to acceleration, or you can write acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass. That is why apple is moving towards the earth. Earth never moves towards the apple because of the mass. Because mass of the earth is more, so acceleration is less. And mass of apple is less, so acceleration is more. And we all observe that apple or leaves are moving towards the earth. But earth is also exert the force on the apple, but that force is very less. So this gravitational force always exists between the two bodies whenever the two bodies are separated by certain distance. Now let's check first importance of the gravitation, that is gravitational force, or Newton's universal law of gravitation, or you can say these are the effect of force. We know that we cannot see the force, we can see the effect of force. We can feel the force, but we cannot see the force. So see the effects or importance of universal law of gravitation. Number one, it is the gravitational force between sun and earth which makes the earth moves around the sun. We all know that in a solar system, all the planets are revolving around the sun. Now they are revolving around the sun because of this gravitational force. But how? Now suppose suppose you take one example, like if you have a stone, tie the stone with the thread and start whirling like this, okay? On that moment, the stone is what? It start rotating in a circular path. When it rotating in a circular path, okay, suppose here is the girl which whirling the stone with the thread and rotating in the circular path. Why it is rotating in the circular path? During this, it makes the force which always acted towards the center, and that force is called as a centripetal force. So centripetal force comes always whenever the body is moving in a circular path. So this stone is moving in a circular path because of this centripetal force, and this centripetal force is always acted towards the center of the circular path. Now what is gravitational force? This gravitational force provides the necessary centripetal force to revolve the planets around the sun. Okay? See, whenever the planets, suppose Earth is revolving around the sun. In this case, it has a which force? Centripetal force, obviously, because centripetal force makes the body to revolve in a circular path. Now if you see, if this is your sun and this one is your earth, it is revolving. They have certain distance and the different masses. If they have certain distance, it makes the force of attraction. That force of attraction is called gravitational force. So this gravitational force provides the necessary centripetal force to revolve the earth around the sun in a circular path. So it is the gravitational force. Why it is the gravitational force? Because gravitational force only provides the centripetal force to the sun and earth, which makes the earth moves around the sun. Similarly, gravitational force makes the moon revolve around the earth. So in a solar system, all the planets are revolving around the sun because of gravitational force. And this gravitational force provides what? Yes, it provides the necessary centripetal force to move in a circular path. Now come to the second point. The tides are formed in sea due to the gravitational pull, or you can say force, exerted by the sun and the moon on the surface of water. This is the surface of water. Here is the moon. So between moon and the surface of water, there is a force of attraction. And due to this force of attraction, the tides are formed. High tides and the low tides. Third point, if it is the gravitational pull of earth due to which the raindrops fall towards the earth and rivers flow towards the sea. Yes, raindrop always fall vertically towards the earth. So here force of attraction is between raindrop and the earth. And rivers are always flows towards the sea. Fourth point, it is the gravitational pull which keep us and other bodies firmly on the ground. Between all the object, there is a gravitational force. So this is the gravitational force which makes us firmly on the ground. If there is no gravity, then it is very difficult for us to walk on the ground. Like in the spaceship, we cannot walk, we cannot stand because of what? Because lack of gravity. Because in a spaceship, we have to consider the gravitational force is 0. The gravity is 0. Now the last point, it is the gravitational pull of the earth which keeps the enormous amount of water in ocean in place and prevents it from flowing. The ocean waters, if somehow all the ocean waters start flowing, then what will happen? Yes, then there will be no possibility of the life in the earth. So it prevents the flowing of water from the ocean. So these are the some importance of the universal law of gravitation, or you can say these are the importance of the force of attraction, that is force of gravitation. So force of gravitation is always attractive in nature. It is not a repulsive in nature. It always attracts each other. So it is which type of force? What is the nature of the force of gravitation? Yes, nature of the force of gravitation is your attractive. Now see how we can find the expression for the gravitational force. Till now we come to know that for the gravitational force we need two bodies. Let's draw the first two bodies. This is the first body and this one is the second body. Suppose this is the earth of mass m1. This is the apple, or take any other example, of mass m2. So these two bodies, and these two bodies are separated by a distance d. Take this distance as a d. So these two bodies exerted a force of attraction on each other. Mutual force of attraction on each other, but only one body appear to move towards the other body because of the acceleration. We know that if the body has a larger mass, then the acceleration is less, and if the acceleration is less, we are not able to see the movement of the body. So according to the universal law of gravitation, the force of attraction between the two bodies is always directly proportional to product of their masses. So m1 and m2, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So F is, if you remove this proportional sign into equality sign, then we will get one constant that is called as a universal gravitational constant. So m1 m2 by d square. So this is called as a universal gravitational constant. And this constant is saying as a universal because the value of this gravitational constant is same in every place. It may be in pole, it may be in equator, it may be in any other places. The gravitational constant, the value of the gravitational constant remain same. Now, what is the value of this gravitational? It is 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. This is the value of the gravitational constant, which is same in every place. That is why it is called as a universal gravitational constant. Now, this gravitational constant does not depend on the mass of the bodies. Okay? Be remember, number one, does not depend on mass or masses of the two bodies. Number two, it does not depend on the distance between the two bodies. Number three, it does not depend on the nature of the medium present between the two bodies. I hope I am clear to you that this gravitational constant G, capital G, does not depend on the masses of the body, does not depend on the distance of the body, distance between the two bodies, and it does not depend on the nature present between the two bodies. Now we can find how we can define the gravitational constant. Now if the m1 is equal to m2, take as a 1 unit. It means their value is 1. And take the D value as also 1 unit. So F is equal to what? G, because this is 1, this is 1, this 1 square will be 1. So we get here F is equal to G. So gravitational constant is numerically equal to the force of attraction. Force of attraction if the masses of the body is unit and they are separated by a unit distance. So this is the definition of gravitational constant. Now find the unit of the gravitational constant. G, if you come to this point again, F is equal to what? G m1 m2 by d square. So we can write as a F d square by m1 m2 is equal to G. Now force unit is your Newton, D unit is your meter square, and m1 m2 will be kg into kg, that is kg square. That is why the unit of gravitational constant is what? Newton meter square per kg square. Newton meter square per kg square. This is the unit of gravitational constant. So I hope this one is clear to all of you, that gravitational force is your attractive force and the expression is given by F equal to G m1 m2 by d square. And the value of the G will be 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. And this capital G, that is gravitational constant, does not depend on mass, does not depend on the distance between the two bodies, and does not depend on the nature of the medium present between the two bodies. Now your work is, you have to read from page number 82 to page number 88, and from page number 98, from very short answer type question, do question number 1, 2, 3, 4, and short answer type question, that is 3. Question number 1, both A and B. Question number 2, again both A and B, and question number 3. That's all for today's class. If you have any doubt, you can ask me with the help of message or by call also. Thank you.